So, guys, this is Red's amazing podcast. I have not given it a title yet. I am here with Julez from Thriller and now Acid Blade. Thank you for joining me, Julez.
Hi guys, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Yes. All right. So let's just let's not screw around. I guess we can get right into it. So your first album with Thriller was Street Metal, which is an amazing album from start to end. So how would you describe the type of metal you made? What genre were you kind of going for? Is it like kind of like speed metal, heavy metal with some power metal influences?
I describe it. I describe it as a new wave of traditional heavy metal. To be honest, like at its core, it's simply traditional heavy metal, maybe with a touch of speed metal in there.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think most people today would label it as like NWOTHM, new wave of traditional metal.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, I don't know. And that's exactly what I was going for, and that was always the direction I wanted to take, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we're actually gonna touch on the new wave of traditional heavy metal a little bit. All right, so did you have any particular themes in mind when you were writing the album? Like there were a bunch of topics that you were incorporating on it.
I'd say I mostly wrote about things like I've experienced myself, or at least partly lived through. I mean, basically, I wrote about life, you know.
Yeah.
The songs touch on themes like sexuality, like drugs, social criticism, the environment, bullying, love, and so on. Very different stuff. And it was all about putting down what was on my mind, the things I wanted to share with people, I wanted to talk about and stuff.
Yeah. So you wrote all the lyrics? Oh, sorry.
Most of the lyrics I wrote, yeah.
Okay.
So it really came from the heart, like from my own life.
This is very
Of
personal.
course, not every track is like that. Iron Goddess, for example, is more of a pure fantasy kind of song, you know. But I just enjoy fantasy stuff too, so I just wrote what was in my mind.
Yeah, nothing wrong with liking
Overall, the
fantasy.
songs reflect my own experiences and also like those of the other guys. It wasn't just me; we created it together. So
Yeah. So like, I actually did. I mean, a bit of an off-topic question. So like, did you take care of like the singing and the lyrics, and everyone else like took care of the riffs and stuff?
yeah, mostly, yeah.
Okay.
I wrote my singing melodies and I wrote most of the lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, we wrote it together. Like, if I needed some help, I asked Chris or Arnold or one of the other guys. Like, yeah, dude, you got any idea? I don't know how to continue this at this point.
There was a group effort. Yeah.
They all were in, but
Yeah.
we were all involved. But every one of each member of the band like did his own instrument. Like,
Yeah.
I wrote the lyrics and my vocal melodies, and the guitarists
Yeah.
wrote their guitarist melodies mainly.
On that topic, so any tracks on the album that are your favorites, like either ones that are most proud of or one that are most personal to you? I mean, I guess Proud to Be Different is probably really from the heart on that one.
Yeah, definitely. Like in Proud to Be Different, I worked through a lot of my school experiences.
Yeah.
Because back then I was the only metalhead in my class, and I constantly got teased and bullied for it.
Really?
Like, luckily, I never really cared too much because I always knew that people only do that when they've got issues with themselves or aren't happy with their own lives. And in the end, it only made me stronger and helped me grow. So that one is the very personal track for me. But honestly, I think Days Are Gone is my very favorite.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because that song was kind of my vision of the future, where people finally come together and realize we can't keep destroying the planet and the environment the way we do. And the song, humanity unites, overthrows the government, and rebuilds everything into something better and stronger. I've pretty much given up on believing that will ever happen in real life. But deep down, there's still a flame inside me that hopes for it, like a little kid.
Yeah.
And, that's what I put into a song. So yeah, I'd say Days Are Gone is my favorite.
You always have to keep that little bit of optimism. And just on a quick topic about like people being bullying, like how did they know you're metal? Did you like wear like metal shirts all the time and stuff like that, and have like long hair?
Yeah, I didn't have long hair at this time, but I wear metal shirts and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And obviously I was into metal. So
Yeah.
I was talking about metal stuff, and I don't know. I
No
had
one understood.
skateboards with metal like pictures on it. So, and I wrote all that stuff on my on my table like Slayer and so I don't know.
All right.
I think people thought back in the day I'm a freak or something.
Yeah.
But they were kids.
Yeah.
They didn't know shit.
Yeah, kids are notorious for being kind of evil. All right, so let's.
Yeah, they can be.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. So what was the general process for writing and creating the songs? I know you just said you talked about lyrics and everyone did their own riffs for their own instruments. So how did the songwriting go? Was it generally kind of smooth, you just kind of whatever came out top of your head, or was it did it take a lot of planning?
Actually, we wrote and recorded the album during the pandemic,
Yeah.
And usually it started with Chris coming up with a cool riff at home, recording it, sending it over to me. I'd give my input, then we'd pass it around to the other guys, and they add their ideas.
Okay.
And in the end, everything really just came straight from our heads. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how
We've
it.
already been.
Sorry. Go on. I was gonna say it all starts with Chris, and then it goes to then it just you expand on it, and everyone else expands on it.
Yeah, most of the time.
Oh. Okay.
And we'd already been close friends since our teenage years, so we all shared the same taste in music and loved the same bands. Because of that, it was pretty clear what kind of sounds would come out of it.
Yeah.
I could totally trust that whatever the others brought to the table, I'd like it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think they felt the same way about me. So the whole process was really chilled. Basically, it all came down to us wanting to make a badass metal album, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you succeeded in that front. Let's see. All right. So on that topic, when you were putting together the album, did you know you were making something good, or were you not sure that what the reception would be, or were you just glad that you just made an album that was just from the heart? And were you overall pleased with the reception of the album? Because I've seen the overall, I've seen on Rate Your Music and Metal Archives, the reviews overall were very positive.
Like I said, we recorded during the pandemic, and nobody really knew the band at that point.
Yeah.
And honestly, I figured if any unknown band like us dropped a self-recorded album, one that wasn't mixed in some fancy, expensive studio, but instead by a close friend of ours, it probably wouldn't reach more than maybe 100 or 200 people. I don't know. We wanted it. We wanted it that way, so because we trusted him, the technician, the studio guy, and it was a friend of us. So, and we thought it will be cool if he mixes it. So to be honest, I didn't expect much at all, and I think the other guys felt pretty much the same. That's why we were all blown away by what actually happened after the release. Because in the weeks after that, I was basically glued to my computer and my smartphone
refreshing,
every day, answering hundreds of emails and social media messages and requests nonstop. It really just exploded, kind of.
Was this your first? Is this your first interview, or have you done a couple already?
I've done a couple already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to some more.
3 or 4 in total, I think.
Oh, okay.
And some text interviews. And yeah, of course, I'm super happy with the reception, because deep down, that's what you dream of, right?
Yeah. Just someone appreciating it.
None of us really believed. But none of us really believed it could actually happen like that.
Yeah.
That so many people would suddenly care. So yeah, I'm absolutely 100,000% satisfied with what happened.
That's great.
So.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. Let's see. Let's move on to some more specific questions. So I've noticed a lot of Judas Priest influence on your sound. I wrote this down. I actually, for a second, when I heard Spikes and Leather, I thought Rob Halford was singing for a second. So were you intentionally trying to emulate that sort of style of metal like that? I know you said a new wave of traditional heavy metal, but how many cues from 80s era metal were you taken from that?
Well, obviously Judas Priest are one of the greatest heavy metal bands to ever exist, right?
Obviously.
At least that's how I see it, or how we see it. If I can speak for the other Thriller guys, I know they love Judas Priest like I do. I absolutely love Judas Priest. I grew up with the music, and of course that influence is always in my head. So yeah, it's possible that Spikes and Ladder drew a bit from that.
Yeah.
But up to that point, like I never really sung a track where I went deeper with my voice.
Yeah.
Everything I did before was always high-pitched, creamy vocals, and I always wanted to try something where I could sing a bit lower and really sing rather than just scream.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think
that's how Spikes and Ladder came about.
Yeah. Well, so you weren't.
It sounds like
yeah. So you weren't necessarily trying to emulate Priest with that. You just wanted to like experiment with your voice a bit more.
No, I wasn't. Yeah. I was just experimenting with my voice. And if people say it sounds like Halford, and a lot of people actually have, then I take this as a huge compliment.
That's like the ultimate compliment.
Rob Halford is one of my biggest influences. So I'm more than happy if people hear a bit of him in my performance. Yeah. That's cool.
All right. Yeah. Speaking. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So speaking of influence, so like any other do you take any influence from any other bands in the same vein? Like we talked about the new wave of traditional heavy metal. Like I also heard some Riot City in there, but maybe like also some Enforcer or some Cauldron or stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely listened to bands like Riot City, Skullfist, Enforcer, Ambush, Stallion, and so on. There's so much good new bands, and I think it's hard to not be influenced by them.
Yeah.
You know, if you listen a lot, Riot City, you will be influenced by Riot City.
I think I noticed like yeah. Oh, sorry.
Especially since that sound is so damn good.
Yeah.
It really hits you straight in the face.
People say like Riot City is like the ultimate Priest worship band.
It is.
Yeah. I was gonna say like I noticed like some influence in there because like you know Riot City like they do a lot of like the callbacks with the backing vocals. I noticed a lot of that on street metal too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there are some Riot City influences in our music too because Chris also loves Riot City and Arnold, our drummer, loves Riot City. I love Riot City. So.
Yeah, they're a fantastic band. So actually, so how were you able to get the job for Acid Blade, which is the new band you're fronting? So like, are you guys in the process of recording for material for the next album?
Well, when Thriller fell apart and I had taken care of everything with the promoters and our label, there eventually came that day of truth where I had to tell our fans that the band no longer exists, right? And Luca from Acid Blade, the guitarist, read it on social media and reached out to me. Which was pretty awesome. Like
great.
One thing led to another. Like I always say, when one door closes, another one opens, right?
Yeah.
And now we're almost middle in the writing process for new stuff.
Nice. Well, when is do you have like an idea when that's gonna happen, or like that's still like up in the air?
We want to record at least one single by the end of this year.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you got a couple months.
I don't want to promise anything, but we want to.
Hey, can't rush gold, you know.
Let's say we will.
All right. So yeah, speaking of Acid Blade, with you on board, will the type of metal the band does be similar to Thriller, or are you gonna kind of adapt to a new style? Because like I've listened to the other Acid Blade stuff. It was great, but they're a bit different from the type of metal that you did with Thriller.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And I don't think they are interested in sounding like Thriller. Also, I mean, we talked about that, but they've got their own style, you know, and I'll be fitting into that, I think.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it won't sound exactly like the old singer. That's impossible because I'm simply not him. And I'll definitely bring some of my own influences into the mix. But overall, the idea is to keep it rooted in like old school heavy metal. And not a speed power metal band like Thriller. Yeah.
All right. Actually, just I didn't have this question on the list, but something I just want to ask as a side question. So how'd you come up with the name Thriller? Did you get that from the Michael Jackson song?
No, actually, it's pretty hard to find a metal band name that doesn't exist.
Yeah. You come up with something. You go to Metal Archives, like taken.
Yeah, they're all taken. Like there's 7 different Enforcer bands.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
7 different. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Unless you're one of the first who happens to snag the name.
Find a name that is pretty short, like I don't know, like Kiss or you know, a short and sharp and short name. And Chris and me, we were like brainstorming for weeks, and at one point Chris came up with, "Yo, dude, what about Thriller?"
Perfect.
And I was like, dude, that's still Michael Jackson. I don't think we can do that, man.
I don't think there's
It's one of the most famous albums in music history.
Yeah.
And he was like, why not?
I can't argue with that.
Let's just name the band Thriller.
Yeah, I actually.
And I thought about it like overnight, and then the next day I was like, okay, cool. Thriller sounds cool. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like a perfect name for the music.
Read it everywhere. Just go to Netflix and you will read it like 1,000 times. There's
Thriller.
a Thriller here and a Thriller there.
Actually, whenever.
Just a bird.
Yeah. Whenever I recommend a Thriller to someone, everyone thinks I'm actually talking about the Michael Jackson album. I'm like, no, I'm not. Well.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, in regards to Thriller, have you had any difficulties navigating the metal scene? Because, like, there are like thousands of bands out there, and even within modern contemporary heavy metal, there's tons of bands. So, did you have any trouble navigating that? Did you have any difficulty getting your stuff out there, or did it just kind of like just happen on its own when you released the album?
Yeah, no. There's this guy named Anderson who runs the YouTube channel New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal Full Albums.
I think I've seen that.
You probably know it. Yeah, you probably know it. And he was basically our launchpad, I'd say. He uploaded our album, and by now it got over 100,000 plays on his channel. That's
insane.
Way more than, I think, 90% of all the other albums he uploaded. So I'd say we basically owe everything to him.
Yeah.
At least when it comes to how fast things took off for us.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to that, we instantly started getting messages from promoters asking us to play shows. We found a label that released our album on vinyl, like multiple pressings in different colors, and yeah, things just snowballed from there.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, none of that would have happened so quickly without Anderson giving us the huge boost by uploading it.
Yeah, I mean,
since his channel has something like 100,000 followers, I think.
Yeah.
And a lot of people saw it. So yeah, big thanks to Anderson at this point.
Yeah. I mean, did he get permission to upload that, or did he get permission, or did he just upload it because he just wanted to support, like, just wanted to give recognition to you guys?
No, we sent it to him.
Oh, okay.
Asked him, we want to upload it.
All right, and that paid off. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Speaking of which, I guess you already brought this up. So, have you ever performed live, and have you ever considered joining a band as an opening act?
Yes, for sure. We've played like many live shows the last year.
Yeah.
Like after releasing the album, we spent basically all of 2024 playing shows non-stop the whole year.
Yeah. Were you? I take it you were mostly in like Germany and other places in Europe, right?
Yeah, we hit like festivals and stuff. We played Keep It True Rising. I don't know if you know Keep It True. It's very famous in Germany.
Yeah,
Truheim.
Yeah. Go on.
But yeah, we also played in Marseille, France, and in Switzerland.
Oh.
And kind of other cool places.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an amazing experience overall.
Yeah, traveling the continent and just seeing it. That must be fun.
I couldn't tell you the exact amount of shows we played, but yeah, you'd probably have to check our social media for that information. But it was quite a lot. As for joining bigger bands as an opening act these days, it's not impossible, but it's pretty difficult. Most of the bigger bands are signed to major labels, and the system is basically pay to play.
Yeah.
That means the smaller unknown band has to pay thousands of dollars just for the chance to open, covering travel, hotels, and everything.
So
themselves.
So economically, it's going to leave you in the red more likely than not.
Yes, and most of the time, if people go to a Judas Priest or an Iron Maiden show or a show of another big band, they just want to see the main act and they don't care about the opener.
Yeah, so you won't even get
sadly.
a cut from the ticket sales from that.
No, we just decided for ourselves it makes more sense for us to play like small scene festivals and stuff. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have just like, even if it's just like 100 or so people, if it's just 100 people who want to see it, then it's a lot of fun. Then, then you're in a place where
Yes.
people actually like you. All right.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So let's see. So yeah, just another thing. So I was looking at your Metal Archives page. I noticed that you and other members of Throw were all this part of this band called Nasty Nuns and the Nasty. Were those like hard rock bands or something? Or like did you never put out material for those bands?
Yeah, that's true. Our bassist Wick and one of our guitarists Rudy played with me in both. I think they played in both Nasty and Nasty Nuns. I'd say the Nasty Nuns leaned more towards glam rock. I think I was 19 when I joined. That band already existed before I came in, and later on the Nasty came as sort of the next step. It was more of a sleaze rock, sleaze metal thing a few years down the line. Those were really my beginnings, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But even back then, I already knew I wanted to do heavy metal, traditional heavy metal in particular.
Yeah.
The others just weren't into that though. Eventually out of that difference, Thriller was born.
All right. You gotta start somewhere, All right. So let's see. So here's some miscellaneous questions I added. So do you listen to many genres of metal? Do you mostly just stick with traditional speed power metal? Like any other genres? Do you listen to any other genres of music generally? Do you mostly just stick to metal and adjacent subgenres like hard rock and punk and stuff like that?
Honestly, I'm probably a nightmare for most metalheads because I listen to a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't really think in terms of genres. Like, I don't say I listen to this genre or that genre because in almost every genre there are bands I really like and others I absolutely can't stand. And I'm a pretty difficult music listener and fan. I'd probably be my own worst fan, to be honest. Like, I don't know, when I was young, some of my first favorite bands were Children of Bodom and Slipknot,
Slipknot? Oh man, you'd be crucified for saying that.
Yeah, and I still love Slipknot to this day. But of course, nothing tops Iron Maiden and Judas Priest or those more underground 80s acts like Gravestone.
Oh yeah.
And I also throw on some 80s pop or even a bit of old school rap or techno here and there.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with being open-minded. Most metalheads I know, when I ask them if they listen to any other genres besides metal, they just say like punk and hard rock stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I just listen to music. If I like it, I like it, and if I don't, then I don't.
Yeah.
I'd never lock myself into only traditional speed or power metal or something like that.
Go on.
At this point, or these days, one of my most favorite nowadays bands are Archspire from Canada. You know them?
Yeah, I've heard of Archspire.
It's a technical death metal band from Canada.
Yeah.
And they have songs on 450 BPM.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And it's quite brutal, but it's still melodic. And I don't know, I love it.
It's like a nice synthesis of the technicality, the brutality, and the melody in there.
Yeah, it's just awesome for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it always comes down to whatever it's melodic or super groovy and hits hard. Otherwise, I just can't listen to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, everyone has their tastes. I mean, I get some people make. Sometimes I get memed on because I say sometimes I listen to classical music, but it's okay. It's just.
I also listen to classical music, but not everything. I have to feel it,
Yeah. It's not. It has to hit that certain group. Some of it can be, I mean, not heavy, but it can be more intense than people give it credit for. All right.
Yes.
So
right.
So all right, now moving on. Let's see. What are your favorite bands that are either influences or not influences? It's like any deeper cut bands you think people ought to check out. I think we touched on this already.
It's really hard for me to say what are my absolute favorite bands because I just listen to way too much music.
Right.
But if I had to pick three artists that influenced me most, both in my own work and shaping my taste in metal, I'd say first of all Children of Bodom. They were the first metal band I ever got into. I was 12 at the day, I think, and then I definitely say Queen, because in my eyes Freddie Mercury was the greatest singer in the entire history of humanity. And I'm also talking about his live performances. Like what he did on stage was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I've never seen him live because I'm too young, but I saw videos and stuff, and that's absolutely crazy, dude. And of course, Judas Priest, like with Rob Halford.
Yeah.
Priest existed in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and they're still around today. So
here's to another
they
10
were always about 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
In my mind, for everyone else in the evolution of heavy metal.
Yeah.
Like there are Priest songs from the 70s that already sounded like metal of the 80s.
Yeah.
They're just not produced in the same way.
Victim of Changes mostly, and Exciter, two of the earliest examples of that. Actually,
or Dissident, you know, Dissident Aggressor.
Yeah, of course.
Song? It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's after.
I know it's a weird mix.
Yeah. That's on Sin After Sin, right?
Children of Bottom, Queen, and Judas Priest is a weird mix, but
hey, man,
I think that's what made me.
Influences come from all around. Doesn't have. In fact, the more variety. I think the more variety of influences you have, the better. Or instead of just being so like consolidated to just one particular. All right. So I mean, speaking of Queen, I think Rob Halford even said Freddie Mercury was his ultimate hero. Yeah. Yeah, not surprised at all. Let's see. Any advice? All right. So, any advice for people interested in starting a metal band? Like, so how did you get into making music? Why did you want to become a singer? And how did you realize you could actually sing, like, and hit those high notes?
Actually, pretty funny story because I started playing guitar when I was 14. Like I told you, when I was 12, I started to listening to Children of Bottom, and all the guitar stuff Alexi Laiho did totally impressed me. So I started playing guitar when I was 14, and by the time I was 15 or 16, I was in a band. It was called Bloody Lipsticks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Is that a metal band or is it just a?
No, it was rock.
Oh, okay.
Rock, something. But honestly, I was a terrible guitarist, so I just didn't have the talent for it. My fingers never did what I wanted them to do. So guitar was clearly not my instrument. And after that, I played drums for a while, actually with Nasty Nuns. But we never could find a singer. So at one point we decided, okay, everyone in the band has to try singing, and whoever sounds the least awful will practice and become the singer. And I was the one who sounded the least bad. So yeah,
now you're
basically got chosen. From then on, I started practicing vocals, and the thing about singing is, like, it's actually kind of easy in the sense that you can do it anywhere, you know? You can sing in the shower, you can sing in the car while cooking. Though, of course, you have to be mindful not to annoy people 24/7, but singing is an instrument you can always carry with you. So my advice for everyone wanting to start a band or starting to sing is just start. Just start, don't overthink it. If you want to play an instrument, buy one, watch YouTube tutorials, ask someone who knows it for tips, get a teacher if you want, but the most important thing is to just start.
Yeah.
And if you got friends to do it with, even better. Like, because playing together is always more fun than doing it alone.
Yeah, totally.
For singing especially, I'd say it takes a long time to get to the point where you can actually sing what you hear in your head. Because vocal cords are tricky and there's no real manual for how to use them, like with a guitar, and you have to learn how it feels to hit certain notes and then train yourself to reproduce the feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Like singing is pure learning by doing, I'd say. Of course, there are techniques and exercises that will help you, but at the end of the day, it's all about practicing and repetition. Just start and do.
Yeah. So, like, actually, speaking of it, do you have you experimented with any other like vocal styles? Like, have you tried like maybe black metal vocals or death metal vocals, or are you mostly just stuck with like just traditional clean vocals and those soaring high pitches?
A few years ago, I started with the very, very deep, like rolling vocal stuff. The stuff they do in the modern deathcore shit, actually. Because I was just interested if I can do it with my voice, like the. I can give you an example, like.
That's pretty good.
Like this. I can even do it like deeper, but you have to get into it. slowly, and it's pretty like different from my thriller kind of singing, you know?
Yeah.
Because the thriller kind of singing is just it's a mix of singing and screaming, and it feels completely different. So yeah.
All right. So
I think my main focus will always be the thriller kind of singing.
Yeah, it's what you're best at. Let's see.
So
So what are your musical plans for the near and distant future? Obviously, you got stuff for Acid Bleed.
Just keep going, always keep going. I just want to make music. I want to make metal. Like, I want to put my thoughts into songs and keep performing on stage. You know?
Yeah.
I love giving people a great time while I'm up there with the band.
Yeah.
Those are my goals. Like, that's where I get my energy and my happiness from. So I will never stop it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Any closing words? We're already wrapping up here.
No, absolutely. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something or that you're not worth something. And never let anyone tell you the bands or the music you listen to are garbage, because you are you know?
Yeah.
And the only thing that matters is doing what's right for yourself and making the choices that feel right for you. So if you feel like listening to Bon Jovi and then straight after Immortal, that's your fucking business.
Yeah.
And if someone has a problem with that, they can shut their fucking mouth, because it's none of their damn concern, I'd say. At the end of the day, be proud of who you are. Don't change yourself for other people. Stand by your values, stand by your body, and stand by who you are. Because none of us choose how we look, what skin color we have, and any of that.
Yeah.
So stop judging or discriminating against people for their looks, their religion, or whatever else. We're all human and we're all equal, valuable, you know? Yeah. Everyone has the right to decide what they look like, what music they listen to, what their sexuality is, and what hobbies they have. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
We gotta share this earth together.
Stay metal.
Yeah.
Most of all, stay metal, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, Julez, you have been fantastic. Thank you for being my very first interviewee. I hope to do tons of more of these.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone for watching. And all right. Hopefully we can do this again sometime. Peace.